I'm busy, Mom. The call ended. The phone went silent. On the other side of the screen, Margaret stared at her phone, fighting back tears. It had been months since her son, James, last visited. She used to call just to say, "Good morning, my love. Have you eaten?" But lately, every call ended the same way. "I don't have time, Mom." That night, Margaret sat by the window of her small London flat, watching rain slide down the glass. In a whisper, she prayed, "Lord, I just want to hear his voice one more time." Days passed, no calls, no visits. Then one afternoon, James's phone rang. Unknown number. Annoyed, he answered. "Hello?" A gentle voice replied. "Sir, are you Margaret Collins's son?" His heart stopped. "Yes." "Why?" "I'm so sorry," the nurse said softly. "She passed away this morning." James could barely breathe. "She asked me to give you a message," the nurse continued. James whispered, "What did she say?" The nurse unfolded a small note and read slowly. "Tell my son I'm not angry. I'm proud of him, and I'll keep calling him from heaven." James dropped the phone and fell to his knees. The same phone he once ignored now felt heavier than his heart. That night, he went to his mother's flat. On the kitchen table, beside her worn-out Bible, sat her old phone. One unsent message glowed on the screen. "Good night, my son. I love you. Some calls don't ring twice. Some voices don't wait forever. A mother's love never ends, not even in death." If this story touched your heart, comment Amen. Like this video, subscribe for more stories that heal the heart, and share this before it's too late to make the call. An 8-year-old boy fell from a mango tree. The impact left him unconscious. His mother, Doña Maria Marta, was washing clothes when she heard the noise. She ran outside and found her son lying motionless. Desperate, she screamed for help. A neighbor rushed him to the hospital. The doctors gave the worst news. The child needed urgent brain surgery, but the health system didn't cover it. The cost was 350,000 reais. Only Dr. Augusto Balmont could perform it. The family had nothing. Only a miracle could save the boy. Back home, Maria Marta prayed day and night. Her husband lost hope, but she kept saying, "God can do the impossible." One stormy night, a man covered in mud knocked on the door. His car had gotten stuck. He asked for shelter and food. She welcomed him. During dinner, she excused herself. "It's time for my prayer." The man asked curiously, "Do you really believe in that?" She answered firmly, "Yes, my son is dying. I asked God to send Dr. Augusto Balmont." The man's eyes filled with tears. Finally, he said, "Madam, I am Dr. Augusto Balmont." She froze in shock. He explained how the storm had diverted him to her house. The next day, he operated on the boy. The surgery was a success. Sometimes we expect angels to descend from heaven, but God sends ordinary people to deliver extraordinary miracles. Never doubt the power of faith. This story is a reminder that hope can arrive when we least expect it. If you believe in the power of miracles, write Amen in the comments. Like and subscribe to join us in sharing stories that fill the world with faith.
He wasn't his real son, so he was treated like he never existed. After her husband died, a woman married again. She moved into her new husband's house with her 3-year-old son holding her hand. At first, the man seemed kind. He accepted the little boy into his big, beautiful home. But 1 year later, everything changed. She gave birth to another baby and a son. From that day on, the house was no longer the same. The man smiled only at his newborn. He forgot the older boy even existed. No hugs, no bedtime stories, no love. The boy became invisible inside a mansion. One afternoon, the man came home excited. In his hands, a brand new bicycle for his son. The younger boy cheered. The older one stood quietly in the corner, his eyes full of hope and heartbreak. The mother whispered, "Can you buy one more of mine so they can ride together?" The man's face turned cold. "I'm not responsible for that child," he said. "If you keep defending him, I'll throw him out." Fear sealed her lips, and the cruelty only grew. The younger son received everything. The older, nothing. A private school. Expensive clothes, toys. But when she asked about her first child, the man snapped, "He doesn't carry my name. He doesn't deserve my money." Tears burned her eyes. "Education isn't only for blood," she cried. "He's a child, not a burden." The man screamed, "I don't want him in this house anymore." The boy ran to his mother shaking. With his tiny hands, he wiped her tears. "Mom, please don't cry because of me. If my staying hurts you, then I'll go." That night, he packed his little bag. Only clothes, no toys. No dreams, just pain. Before leaving, he hugged her one last time. "Please don't cry, Mommy," he whispered and walked out. The door closed softly, but it shattered her heart loudly. She collapsed to her knees and cried to the sky, "My God, he has no father on this earth. So I give him to you. Protect my orphan. Be his home when he has none. If this broke your heart, write amen below and follow, because the next story might heal you."
He came home early to surprise his wife and walked into the moment that destroyed his entire life. Every single morning, Carlos woke up at 4 a.m. before sunrise, before comfort, with a broken body and a heart full of love. Carlos wasn't rich. He was a bricklayer. Rough hands, honest sweat, simple dreams. One dream only, to give the woman he loved a better life. Under burning sun, heavy rain, and choking dust, Carlos worked without complaining. Each month, he saved whatever he could. Never for himself, always for her. "She deserves more," he whispered, hiding a small gift in the wardrobe, smiling like a child. Then one afternoon, he came home early. The house felt wrong. Laughter drifted from the bedroom. Familiar laughter. When Carlos opened the door, the ground disappeared beneath his feet. There she was, in the bed he built with his own hands. With his best friend, Carlos stood frozen, tears pouring down his face. She didn't flinch. She didn't apologize. She said, "You work too much. Be more of a man." His friend only laughed. "Relax, brother." That night, Carlos walked out with one suitcase and a heart that no longer knew how to breathe. He vanished, sleeping wherever he could, eating when food came, crying where nobody could see. "Why, God," he cried, "I only tried to do right." The pain turned quiet. The quiet became heavy. One night, under a cloud-filled sky, Carlos prayed one last time. He didn't ask for revenge. He didn't ask for money. He asked for strength. The next day, he returned to work. A well-dressed man stood at the site, watching him silently. He was the owner of a construction company. He noticed the broken man who worked harder than everyone else. Finally, he asked, "Do you want a real chance?" Carlos looked up and said, "Yes." Years passed. Carlos became a foreman, then a supervisor, then the owner of his own company. He built his own home, bought his own car, took care of his parents. And every weekend he helped orphans and the homeless because he never forgot the bottom. One day at a traffic light, he saw her again, tired, faded. Standing beside a drunk man, she recognized him. Carlos smiled and drove on. No anger, no hatred, because he finally understood God didn't ruin his life. God rebuilt it. God never abandons you. He removes what doesn't belong to make room for what does. If you believe God can change your story, type "I believe" in the comments, follow this channel for stories that restore faith. And share this video with someone who needs hope today. Everyone thought she was dying, but she was only worried about one thing. A truck slammed into Doña Carmen, an elderly woman dragging a cart full of cans. The impact threw her to the ground, leaving her trembling, barely able to move. People ran toward her, shouting, "Go to the hospital, you're hurt!" But through the pain, she whispered, "I can't. I'm in a hurry." She pushed herself up, gathered her scattered cans, and continued pulling the cart. "I need to sell today. It's the only way my children will eat." After a long, painful walk, she finally reached the depot. "Please, can I still weigh this?" The clerk set the cans on the scale. Less than 5 kilos. "That can't be right. Please weigh it again." "It's correct. Next time, bring more." Tears welled in her eyes as she whispered, "I have 7 children, and my husband is sick. This is all we have." A man who had been watching quietly stepped forward. "I can fix this scale for free. Do you have paper?" She nodded. "Then write your weight here. Whatever it reads, I'll pay." She wrote something down, placed the slip on the scale. Suddenly the numbers jumped. 10,000, 15,000, 20,000. The man bowed his head and said softly, "You know my needs, Lord. I leave them in your hands." He handed her the money. She walked away silently while he stood there thinking. Only God knows the true weight of a prayer. Jesus said, "If you are ashamed of me before men, I will be ashamed of you before my Father." If this touched your heart, share it. Someone out there needs this reminder today. Drop a if you believe in the power of prayer.